Hello, good morning. I'm waiting for my colleague Michaela to join.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome everyone to our third event webinar in our Cloud9 and the Friends series. I'm Michaela and I'm a marketing coordinator at Cloud9. And with me, I have my colleague, Micke.
Hello, good morning, everyone from Sweden and Finland. You can see that there are people still joining, so nice to see you all this wonderful morning. I am Mikael Östling. I am a key account manager here at Cloud9, and I'm so happy to see people coming in for this third webinar.
Yes, so as I mentioned, this is the third webinar of our 4 webinars that we have during this series. And if you missed the other 2 or are interested in watching them again, you can find them on our website because they are all recorded. This one will also be recorded and shared with you after today. So yeah, you don't have to miss anything. And next week we'll also have our last webinar, and that's with our own David Ahler and Mariam, who will talk about another subject that is very interesting. But this time we have Litium and Apptus with us.
Yeah. And the idea behind these webinars, since we have 4 episodes, so we have a red line, a theme going through them, and that is modern e-commerce. So we're trying to share our thoughts, our knowledge about how to build modern e-commerce. And we started out with looking at it from a user experience perspective, and now we have been diving into different platforms. And last week we had Centra and Storyblock, and this week we have invited two of our friends, Lithium and Apptus. And yeah, we
Yeah.
also have a giveaway. So those
Yes.
stick around. Don't leave the screen, and we have a surprise giveaway by the end of the webinar.
Yes. And during the webinar, feel free to ask questions. You have a chat that you can just write in, and then we will take them after each session. So feel free to just ask a question if you have one.
Great. And I
Great.
think with no further ado, I think we're gonna let Sami get on the floor. And Sami Grahn is the manager of partnerships at Lithium, and Lithium is a super exciting e-commerce platform. I worked with Lithium for many years. It's a holistic platform. It has a lot of different modules. It has a great PIM for managing product information. It is super flexible. You can build whatever you want on Lithium, and it's just a great e-commerce platform. And with no further ado, Sami, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you very much. I will share my screen with you guys, and I think you can see it says Limitless Commerce with Lithium 8 is the
Yes.
title for this part of the webinar. So the first half of this webinar, for the next upcoming 20 or 25 minutes, I will talk about what we do at Lithium, introduce ourselves, of course, and also get somewhat hands-on into the platform itself. So without any further ado, let me introduce myself, of course. Thank you for the introduction from you guys, Mikael
Thank
and
you.
Michaela.
Good luck.
I'm Sami Grahn. I'm partnership manager at Lithium. And our office are located in Sweden. I live in Stockholm in Sweden. All right, I will talk about limitless commerce because that is what we do and what we offer you. Limitless as in a scalable solution without boundaries. We have no limits in the platform itself. It's cloud-based, of course. And it utilizes technique that scale up so you can reach your targets limitless. So lithium is both the rocket fuel and anti-anxiety at the same time. Limitless commerce is also the essence of our promise to you as our customer. Hopefully you will be our customer. It's of course something we say, but we also really can back it up. It's of course it's in the technology, but it's also in our business model, in our genes, and in our way of sharing our knowledge to you, as we will try to do today. As I mentioned, we are a Swedish company, but we are, as you will see soon, designed for the world, limitless. What many of you faces today is a digital landscape that is rapidly changing. With an increased amount of choices and evolving technologies, it's not easy to make the right choice. Or at least we think it's easy, but it's hard for you. And that, of course, increases the number of decisions you have to make and the complexity of all those decisions that organizations like yours must make. And for online businesses, there is a heavily increased level of both global and local competition. And that is because online businesses have no borders. And regardless of which business you are in, to grow in this digital landscape, we believe you need speed, flexibility, and of course, a clear customer focus, plus Lithium that will help you out with this. Our product offer is built to give you, as our customer, a solid cloud-based platform so you can achieve growth by being fast and flexible all at the same time. To offer speed, Lithium has the needed core of functionality that Michael mentioned to run an online business. It has functions like order management, product management, and content management included. And that's quite unique, and you will see that soon. And on top of that, we have the Lithium Accelerator that adds the value of speed to market with very low risk, and it will lower the TCO, the total cost of ownership for you over time. And both the platform and the accelerator has the flexibility needed both to meet complex business requirements and to build unique customer journeys and customer experiences. And one thing that makes Lithium quite unique is the fact that Lithium is very well fitted for both companies selling to other companies and for companies selling to consumer markets. On the screen here, you can see examples of customers using Lithium already, all the way from business to business on the left-hand side of the screen to those more dedicated to business to consumer on the right-hand side. And I know both we at Lithium and Cloud9 has a couple of those as a common customers, for instance, Dermosil that you can see in the bottom right-hand corner where you see Dermosil, a Finnish company actually that are selling their products globally. And the speaker after me is Apptus, and we also have some common customers. I think, for instance, Revolution Race, that is a fashion brand that has the rocket high sales with Lithium and Apptus together, of course. And also a wholesale company called Tingstad that are selling a huge number of products on several markets. Another thing that makes Lithium quite unique is our service and our product offering. And we call it Lithium Commerce Cloud. And in the Lithium Commerce Cloud, of course, Lithium 8 is a part of that. The 8 stands for the version number, nothing else. And I will give you an overall description and explain what it consists of. The foundation is the marketing and e-com functionality. And on the left, you see an easy to read graphical description of the platform and what it consists of, and it has a built-in CMS, PIM, and a commerce module or a sales module to help you with the customer experience. Easy to use with the drag and drop content blocks. You can add the editorial content you need both to the product but also as inspirational information. You have the product management, the module that I would say is one of the core functions when you are selling products and also services that you can have article numbers for. And in the PIM, the product management, you can also, as well as with the CMS, add media and translations to different languages and have pricing and also workflow. So you can enrich products when you start selling them, but also over time. And I will show you small examples later on here. The sales, of course, takes care of the orders but also the campaigns and the discounts, because you want to have a personalized experience, and that's what we help together with the sales. And of course, if you have an add-on like Apptus, that works very well with Lithium. And when you have all of this, you want to aim it to different target groups, and there, for that reason, we have channels. And you can sell to specific channels via different APIs. It could be headless or printed catalogs or marketplaces or whatever the channel is for you. Lithium can handle it. And the Globalization Framework helps you to also take care of not only different languages, but also different prices, customs, and taxes, and so forth. And of course, there is a supply and source functionality in Lithium where we have specific APIs for ERP, for payments, and for shipments. In the lighter blue boxes on the left-hand side, you can also see the name Accelerator. And we, together with the platform, we ship a base for the storefront, and you can use it as is, or you can use Lithium in various headless scenarios, of course, as well. And everything from Lithium is cloud-based, so we take care of all the infrastructure behind and all the technology that scales up for your convenience. And the Globalization Framework is really interesting because it helps you to reach your goal and to publish and visualize the products and the content for the right kind of customer segments and on the right market, often a geographical market, and also in different channels. And it might be print, marketplace, or an app or mobile, or what the channels might be. But you can manage all of the underlying information that are the blue boxes on the bottom. It's editorial content, inspirational content, it's product information, and of course campaign and sales as well. And everything is easy to use, and it still works very efficiently. And I will show you how this works in a few screenshots. This is actually the back office of Lithium, where you as an administrator work with all the content and everything. And here I have, to make it easier, I have put a red frame around the world website, which is the CMS, where you can take care of all pages on your website as a regular CMS. But also what's very good is because you have the PIM and the products in the platform, you can also have both kind of information on the same page and edit them at the same time. It's easy to use, and you can rearrange the component blocks on the side, and you can also time publish or publish it instantly. It's up to you, and decide. Also personalize what kind of offering, discounts, or campaigns are visual to the specific visitor to your site. But besides the content management system, it's also a product information system, which takes care of all the marketing related information on the product. Either you are a manufacturing company or a wholesaler or a retailer or what you might be, you have information in your bookkeeping system, the ERP, for instance. But when you are selling on a website, you need to have more searchable information to make it SEO friendly, which Lithium also helps you with. And the products can have variants, of course. You can have unique article numbers and unique URL for each variant, each version of a product, which on this side you can see it's a dress, but it comes in 2 colors, green and black, and it comes in 3 sizes, large, medium, and small. And that makes up for, in this case, 6 unique article numbers and 6 unique URLs and 6 unique description for each product. And for each product and for each variant, you can also decide on what channel you want to publish this product. Just for an example, I have marked different marketplaces and different products for different marketplaces, so you can see an example of how it can be done. So you can pinpoint exactly what products are valid for each market or each customer group or each customer. If they log in, for instance, you can have it for them as well. In the user interface, you can see there are more tabs than I'm showing now. So of course you have all the related images, you have relations, you can make packages and bundles, and you can also have price list. You can have a base price, but also customer specific prices for each product. The inventory is often integrated with the warehouse management system or your ERP that takes care of the inventory, but of course it's integrated and imported to Lithium, so you have a tab for that as well. Another thing that's very good with Lithium is the workflow with regarding the products. So you can set up a number of workflows. In this example, I have manually made 5 different workflows. For instance, we need to have product description in English. If that is missing, that will trigger an action. The same if a product image is missing for a product or on a web page, an action is started. For instance, you need search engine optimized text and description, and that's often not the same as the product description and in all the languages you need. And when you have set this up and you have told the system which user or which department that should get the action, when you log into the system, you will in the upper right hand corner see a number of actions you need to take. In this case, I have 449 things to do. That's my to-do list. And when I click on that, I will also get a deeper explanation, and I can click on them and come direct to the products that needs those, that where the action is needed. And Lithium, of course, also has the commerce module, the sales module, where all the checkouts and the orders and but also not only orders, that's the easy one, but also the campaigns and discounts. And we talk both about campaign, which could be that you cluster a number of products or content and products, and you want to have them published or visualized in a timeline, but also a discount, and you can have several discounts at the same time or after each other. You decide for yourself how you want to have it. You can have campaigns without discounts, and you can have discounts without campaigns as well. But you see it in a proper manner in this timeline overview. So you can see what is planned and what has been done. So I think I will stop there. And there are, of course, more to say, but do you have any questions so far?
All right. Thank you, Sami. Michaela, did you see? Did we get any? Did anyone drop some questions in the chat?
No questions yet. But
Okay.
if you haven't found the chat, it's in the. You can bring it up from the side and just ask your question there.
All right.
Yeah.
Sami, thank you. I think there was a very condensed but also very a good quick overview of the Lithium platform. I think you have some great modules that you have built into the platform.
Thank you. I think so too.
And I would like to ask you a question. So I have one question
Yes.
that I've actually asked also our previous speakers, platform speakers. If you would pick one, of course, there are a lot of challenges ahead. The landscape is evolving very fast. But if you would pick, if you would pick one great challenge within e-commerce that you see going forward, and looking in your roadmap that you want to solve, what would that be? What do you think is the most one of the most challenging things going forward for e-tailers?
For e-tailers, specifically for e-tailers, or do
Yeah.
you mean anyone? Because I think what we see is that many they are struggling with the current sales channels. They are going from physical to digital. I think e-tailers specifically, they have the global sales to go global because and it's very easy to do with lithium because lithium is really limitless. But if you take also the other verticals that are using lithium, you saw the vast range of type of customers using lithium. It goes from business to business, and there you have the big hurdles are the current sales channels, and they don't want to compete with themselves as they think. And I think there it's not only a technical question because it's technically very easy for them to start using lithium or any other platform to start selling digital, but to make it in so the organization accept it and you can sell both physical and digital.
I
think
agree.
There you have
a great challenge.
A challenge, but also very great possibilities.
Great. Well, Sami, thanks a lot. I think
thank you very much.
I stick around, so if there are some questions popping up later on, and
I stay all the way to the end. So if you have any questions later on, keep them coming.
Okay, great. So
thank you. Then it's time for Mikael from Apptus to join us.
Yeah.
Hello, Mikael.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mikael. Nice to see you coming in from south of Sweden. So we invited Mikael, who is the founder of Apptus. And I think Apptus is a very interesting platform. It's kind of, very shortly, it's recommendations, but it's much more than just recommendations. I've been working with a lot of different platforms doing recommendations, but I found Apptus to be one of the most innovative and interesting platforms because it's so much more than just providing a product recommendation. And I think this is a very interesting platform for e-tailer, a growing e-tailer that want to increase a conversion rate, has a lot of products they work with, especially within lifestyle. I think this is a super interesting platform. So with no further ado, Michael, I think the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mikael. Hello, everybody. I am Mikael. I have a background as a mathematician, and I've been working with e-commerce for a little bit more than 20 years. What I'm going to talk about today is the topic of product discovery. So let's start talking about what product discovery is about. And I'm going to take you to a place where I think they are mastering the the art of product discovery pretty well. I'm sure you recognize where we are. We are at IKEA. And one of the reasons why I think IKEA is so great at product discovery is the base reason that you go in there in order to buy 1 or 2 items, and you end up coming out with 2 full bags of stuff. And this is one of the reasons why there is a very clear relationship between exposing the assortment in an engaging and inspiring way and sales. So the more you manage to keep the client in the store, keep him happy, keep him inspired and engaged, the more you will sell. Because the client will explore the assortment, look at different stuff, and the possibility of finding something that is of interest is higher. So in physical shops, they have this trick of kind of getting the client to really go through every single division. And the reason why they can do that is that there are a number of advantages that physical shops have, such as you know where the entrance is, you know where the client is going to come in. You have physical walls that the client can kind of not fly above. And you have the luxury of being able to order in which order people are going to see stuff. So they have to kind of follow this little path that you have designed for them. Now, we want, by product discovery, by digital product discovery, what we aim to do is to achieve the same kind of advantages that you can reach in the physical shops through perfect product discovery measures, but we want to do them digitally. And digitally, there are a number of challenges that has to be addressed. The first challenge is that you don't really know. There is no such thing as the entrance. You, of course, have the home page, but the clients can kind of land into product pages from different sources, from Google, for example, or from social media, etc. The second thing is that you don't have these physical walls in digital channels. The client end up at some corner and starts looking around. And if the client doesn't find whatever you're showing interesting, or is not inspired or curious to kind of keep on clicking or moving towards different paths that you have created, then he will just fly out. And the best way to keep people engaged and encourage them to follow the different aisles that you create for them is relevance. Now, that's why relevance is the key to sales. Relevance is the key to customer retention, and relevance is also the key to customer acquisition. So, in what way are products shown to people? How are products discovered? Well, generally, people who know what they want, they search. So determinists, they search. And we know that searchers convert up to 4 times better. But there are also a big group of clients who don't really exactly know what they want. They know they want a shirt, but they don't know exactly what shirt they want. So they navigate to a category. They navigate to a corner of the shop. And then they want to be inspired. So, and for them, of course, it's important so that they quickly can navigate to interesting parts of the shop and navigate to interesting parts of the assortment. Finally, when it comes to relevance, in a physical shop, you have 3 dimensions and long aisles, hundreds of meters of space to show stuff in. Digitally, more and more of the traffic is coming through mobile. The mobile has a rather limited screen. So at any time, you can maybe show 4 or 5 products. So it's like trying to show a big assortment of thousands or sometimes tens of thousands of products through a small keyhole of a few centimeters. And once again, the key to success there is relevance. You can only show 4 or 5 products, but if those 4 or 5 products are relevant, you will still manage to encourage the user to stay along and click along those aisles that you create for them. Finally, I've seen many different kind of quick optimization measures in order to update or improve conversion. My experience is that one of the best things you can do in order to improve your retention and improve your conversion is to focus on product exploration and product discovery functionality, making product exploration and product discovery more customer friendly. Why is it so important? Well, the reason is that over 90% of all sessions that come into your site use some function from the product exploration function stack. Either they search or they filter or they navigate or they go to a category list, they interact with some kind of a top list. So functions that expose products are important, and the order in which you expose the products is important. Apptus have been working with this solely for about 20 years. We have some of the largest retailers in Scandinavia as our customers, and our software is used across many different sectors. The largest sectors for us are the sectors where they are selling aesthetic-oriented assortments. These are products that people buy with their eyes. So let me explain about what our experiences from working with these customers is. One of the first things that is of main importance is the realization that we are going through a paradigm shift. For 10 years ago, it was quite common that customers who were selling washing machines and books have had more or less the same software stack as customers who were selling shoes and dresses. Today, we see more and more often that e-commerce is moving rapidly towards specialization. So if you're selling a dress, if you're selling furniture, shoes, kind of stuff that people buy with their eyes, in order to help them discover the right products, you need to support them with a set of functions that are very specialized towards aesthetics. You need to understand colors. You need to understand shapes. You need to understand those terms that are specific to the aesthetics of each product. So you also need to realize the differences between how people behave when they are buying a TV and buying a book versus how they behave if they are buying a sofa for their living room. When people are buying a TV, they are very much into the specifications of that product. And the specifications of the product is actually what affects the decision process, the purchase decision for that product. But when people are buying a dress, it's not the specifics of the dress that is of interest. It's not the material of it that comes first. It's not the exact length and size and the compatibility. It's more a matter of fit and taste and colors and shapes and patterns. So people who are focusing on buying aesthetic products, they behave differently compared to people who are looking for a book or who are looking for a TV. And in order to help them, you need to kind of deliver the kind of support that is needed for those sectors. We see that more and more of e-commerce is about lifestyle verticals. By lifestyle, we mean fashion, home, beauty, sports. Once again, the kind of segments that people buy with their eyes. And since these segments are growing so rapidly, and since these segments are not as price pressured as the other specification-driven segments, there is a huge opportunity in these sectors. Both for vendors, but also for e-tailers and retailers. So let me talk a little bit about how product discovery is evolving, especially in order to better support assortments that have aesthetic touch to it. Historically, the data that is delivered to product discovery engines is the product data. The product data normally consists of text and numbers. And the way the users interact with this data is through keywords that they give as input or through navigation. Now, the scope is rapidly widening. So most aesthetic products have pictures. Everybody who sell aesthetic assortments know that it's hard to sell them without appealing images. So those images include a lot of data. And that data is directly impacting sales and purchase decisions. So modern product discovery engines not only can accept product data in form of text and numbers, they also go into images, and they have image processing capabilities in order to automatically find all of those purchase affecting attributes that they did not found in the base product data. The next area that is more and more important is the conceptual understanding of things. The conceptual understanding is about the ability to look into the data and automatically understand what are the terms, what are the attributes that this product have that is usually asked for and that is usually important for the user in order to pick this product. In this case, for example, this is a maternity dress, and this is one of the main drivers behind why people specifically select this dress to buy. Finally, what is at the end of the day important is to understand the user intent. If you understand the whole concept that the user is talking about and the whole concept that the product is addressing, if you do understand the true intent of the user, you have a much better opportunity to upsell the user, to come out with relevant recommendations, to follow up a sales during different periods of time. So conceptual understanding is the basis for a lot of what we do at Apptus. So let me explain to you what conceptual understanding is about and how it's designed. So at the very core of our engine, we have something called a knowledge graph. And knowledge graphs is nothing new. Google started working with this back in 2012. So what a knowledge graph is that it's a logical description of the word within a certain category. Let me give you an example. So within the category of fashion, there are a number of dimensions that are important for every product. One of those dimensions is, for example, color. The system needs to understand all colors that a human being can recognize. Another thing is brand, for example. Other examples are shape, patterns, the gender for this specific garment, material. Occasions is a quite interesting dimension. An occasion describes what type of occasions is this product suitable for. Is this product suitable for a wedding, or is it suitable for a funeral? Normally, there is a quite distinct differentiation between the occasions in which a product can be used. And finally, the product type itself is of importance to be able to precisely define what is the exact product type here. In the knowledge graph, there is also information about how different products interact with each other. For example, this product substitutes this product. You cannot have this on top of this. And other products complement each other. You can also define relationships between products and the other dimensions. For example, there is a very strong relationship between the product bikini and the occasion beach. There is a rather good relationship between the product bikini and the product type flip-flops. And people normally don't wear bikinis to funerals. So do note that there is a weight. There is kind of, you can put a weight on how strong is the relationship between two different nodes in the graph. And of course, there are support for hierarchies. The human being, the human mind, understands a lot of things implicitly. We implicitly know that a sweatshirt is an upper body garment and a pair of pants is a lower body garment. But in order to enable machine learning, you need to kind of define these things for a machine. And why is this important? Because you want logical deduction to work automatically. For example, the term sleeves is something that is only relevant for upper body garments. Pants and shoes that are lower body garments normally don't have sleeves. So by having this information about hierarchies in the knowledge graph, you can enable a machine to kind of automatically deduct this kind of relationships and understand it. Now, this core is used for something that we call Sku Understanding. So whatever data we get from our customers, normally we never get perfect data from clients. Normally, we kind of count on the fact that 70% of the data that is important for purchase decisions is not going to be there in the base data that we get. So we try to kind of enrich the data ourselves and make product discovery possible, despite the fact that we have non-complete data. So let me tell you a little bit about how this works. So we have technology that works with classification and that uses the knowledge graph in order to scan data and categorize data. So we go through the base data that we get, we map it, we have lightning fast software that can automatically use the deductions in the knowledge graph and use the relationships we have in the knowledge graph to try to understand those pieces of data that is hidden in the product descriptions and try to make sense of it and structure it. So by analyzing the data, we kind of connect it to the different nodes in the knowledge graph, and we understand that each piece of that data is related to a certain dimension. And then we use all of those dimensions in order to kind of point out as accurate as possible what is the product type here. So in this case, we have a classifier that have identified the product type for this product is a mini skater dress. Now, there is another service that we call the image service. And this service goes in to the images, and the classifier kind of teams up with the image service. The classifier tells the image service that the product that we are looking for in this image probably have the product type of a mini skater dress. So that's what you should be looking for. Don't get fooled by that black ground there or the shoes that is in this image. Focus on the dress. And by having this information, we can use the right training sets that the image service has seen before in order to, once again, use machine learning to extract more information from the right sectors of the image about this specific product. And this can be used to both validate already existing data, but also find new data that we have found in the image and that was non-existent in the base data. Okay, so the image service is trying to use the images to do things such as identify product types, identify contours, analyze color spectrum, and all of this is, of course, used in order to be able to create those aisles that I was talking about in the beginning. Create engaging and relevant aisles of products where the user can is encouraged to kind of look at those products and continue along that aisle. As you see, instead of just getting behavioral recommendations as we get here, here we get the kind of aisles of product discovery where you have both the functions. This is a running sneaker. So, and all of the products that we are showing are running sneakers, but also the visual attributes of this product is respected. So the products that are shown here are kind of visually similar to this product that was shown there. This technology can also be used in order to create aisles of products based on outfits and styles. At one of our customers, they are having a merchandising team that put together styles, and each style have 4 different product types: a shirt, a pair of pants, shoes, and some accessory. And one of the problems they had was that the products that they chose for the styles sold out quite rapidly because the styles were exposed a lot. And what they use our technology for is to automatically replace elements or replace products that are included in styles with other products that are very similar and that sure have the same product type. And this way, you don't end up with styles with sold out products. All right. So finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about merchandising controls. Traditionally, most merchandising have been done manually by marketing teams. And all products that are out there normally have a kind of a normal distribution form in their sales graph. So they start trending slowly, and then after a while, the product trends through and it reaches its peak. And after a while, the peak goes down and it's taken out of the assortment. Now, normally, when you try to handle this manually, the marketing team is a little bit late identifying the trend. So they start exposing the product a little bit too late. But another problem that often arises is that after the peak has started to go down, the marketing team kind of, once again, is a little bit too late acting upon that and taking away the product from the high exposure, so that in the beginning of the trend, you end up underexposing the products. And on the other side, you end up overexposing products. So by using AI, you can kind of take over or support this process more efficiently, so that, for example, in our engine, we identify a micro trend within 90 seconds. So about 90 seconds after the Nobel Prize winner is announced in literature, for example, the top lists, the category list, the search list, everything is automatically updated. And the product that is trending is put on top. And there is no human intervention needed for this. AI takes care of this. You can, of course, go in and override the exposure control that the machine is doing for you manually. But there is always a base of relevance based on analysis of trends and the behavioral data that is ongoing on the site right now. So at the end of the day, it's about ordering product lists. And what you kind of want to do is to order all your product lists in search results, in category lists, in navigation lists, and recommendations, so that you get a good mix of both hot sellers, consistent sellers. You know, in all assortments, there are always things that are selling very hot right now. And there are also consistent sellers, products that sell good over time. But you also want to give trending products a chance. So by getting a good mix of your product lists, you manage to do this and expose the products in an optimal way. And once again, this is a huge challenge to handle manually. And there is modern technology for this that handles this perfectly. On top of this, you can give the system objectives so that you tell it, okay, I want all my lists to be optimized for margin right now, or I want all my lists to be optimized for conversion or for retention. So depending on what kind of overall objectives you give to the system, the AI can also take your overall objective into consideration. There is, of course, also some automation around demotions. If a product is sold out, you don't want it to appear on top of your product list, or if it doesn't have an image for some reason, you want it to be automatically demoted. Once again, there is always a possibility. Nobody wants to sit in a car that doesn't have a steering wheel or brakes. There is always easy to use dashboards that give users access to manually control and take over the control from the automation. So guide, advise, and inspire. That's what we do at Apptus. And I'm sure that all of you out there will reach much better sales results if you manage to turn product discovery into an enjoyable and relevant experience for your shoppers online. That's what I had to show, guys.
Michael, thanks a lot. Very inspiring talk.
Very, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Michaela, did we get any questions? Or
Yes, we did. We got one from Simon here that says, sounds very cool, but where can we utilize your solution? Mikael mentioned in the beginning that you are more than a recommendation engine, but how are you more than that?
Okay, Apptus is a product discovery engine. We try to handle all aspects of product discovery. That includes search. So for those of you who are familiar with search, you have on-site search for that generates search results, but there is also a search assistant. As soon as you start typing something, there is kind of assistance provided. The system guesses what the user wants. So search is one component. The other component is navigation and filtration. So when you go to a category, when you click on a category, it's Apptus software that decides what products should be shown now, in which order, and what order should the filters be shown on, etc. So that whole set of functionality is also included in product discovery. And finally, all the upselling and cross-selling panels, some people call it recommendation, we call it cross and upsell. All of that is also a part of product discovery, including the top lists and campaign lists. So Apptus is a full-feathered product discovery engine, including search, navigation, recommendations, campaigns, etc.
Nice. I also have two questions, if that is okay.
Sure.
I'm wondering, since you're using AI, machine learning, that is also dependent on data. So if there's no data, and if there's little data, the machine learning is not working properly. So what would you say, Michael, for someone evaluating Apptus? When is the right, what kind of amount of products should you have roughly? I mean, if you have 5 products that you're selling, I think Apptus doesn't really make sense. But where would you say in terms of number of SKUs when Apptus become interesting? Do you have like a general recommendation?
We generally recommend above 1,000 products.
Okay.
So if you have less than 1,000 products, you can find easier ways to kind of still expose the assortment, the whole assortment, without using this kind of sophisticated technology. And I'm a sucker for simplicity. So if you have a small assortment, go with something that is as simple as possible for your business. But as the assortment grows beyond 1,000 SKUs, there is normally new products that come in all the time, and you need to handle all the updates, but also all the onboarding of the new products, so that you need to kind of enrich the products with new data to make it searchable and to make it to position it in the right. So you will have a lot of ROI using technology like Apptus if you have more than 1,000 products.
Great. And one more question before. Can Apptus also be used? So you mentioned already, Simon asked about the use cases. You mentioned search, you can use it in navigation. And so can you also build, let's say, custom concepts? Let's say someone would like to build like a product guide, some kind of a chatbot where you can Apptus also bend to so kind of customized concepts where you need to provide relevant product recommendations.
Oh, sure. We work. Apptus doesn't deliver a monolith as a solution. Apptus is a set of APIs. A lot of companies talk about API first. At Apptus, we talk about API only. We don't have anything else than APIs. So what we offer is a set of services that can be seen as microservices or a set of APIs. And you can create your own product guide or your own navigator using our APIs. And we have very competent system integrators that work together with Apptus and who are experienced from Apptus that can help you build your own navigators and product guides very rapidly using the base APIs within Apptus software stack.
All right. Great. Thank you. Super interesting. All right. I think we're not running out of time yet. So, Michaela,
let's
any
see.
more questions?
I had a new question here. What are the main differences between you at Apptus and, for example, Loop 54 or Nosto?
Actually, most Scandinavian players that I have run into are very competent. I have the highest of respect for our branch colleagues. Both Loop 54 and Nosto are great pieces of software. Where we have seen some differences in the customer cases where we have been involved is that Apptus approaches to address the whole challenge of product discovery. So we are coming from a scope where search, navigation, recommendations, top lists, ads, all of this hangs together and is offered as one readily integrated suite. Whereas, for example, Loop 54 have been very focused on search and tried to excel on that. And then you have had to buy first Loop 54 and then maybe Nosto for recommendations on top of that. Apptus has never positioned itself as a point solution or addressing one single function. We believe that product discovery should be addressed as a whole in order to remain consistency in the customer experience. So I believe that's the main differentiator.
Great.
Great.
And if you are interested in either Apptus or Lithium, you are, of course, welcome to reach out to me. And Cloud9, we are a agency that work with these platforms, and we can help you build solutions on these platforms. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And now, Michaela, I think you will be sharing in the chat as well a link if you want to book up a meeting with me. It's there is a link in the chat that you can just click and pick a time.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mikael and Sami. So yeah, we will move on now until the little special giveaway we have. And yeah, stick around if there is any more questions that will show up, or just ask questions and we will take them up later. But yeah, thank you for now, Mikael and Sami. Really so happy to have you here today.
Yes, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day. Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, so yes, Mikael. So maybe you will talk about the gifts that we have from Thermosil.
Yeah, so we're giving away four pieces of super nice Christmas packages from one of our beloved clients, Thermosil. So these are our skincare gifts. And shall we start with the licorice one?
Yes. So we have one licorice hand soap with some candy in as well, special treat. And I have just randomly drawn some people. So the first two winners of this licorice is Sofia A and Christopher S. And we will reach out to you after this event as well.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. The second one is this nice Merry Christmas, very nice boxing from, it's a kitchen soap and a hand soap, and it's cardamom and orange smell, super nice.
Nice.
And the winners of this are Simon F and Peter K.
Great.
So yes.
Congratulations to the winners.
Yes, very nice phrases. I have smelled them and tried them. It's super good.
All right.
Okay, but thank you for everyone who has participated today. And as we said before, this is recorded, so you can watch it after this session. And please register for next week's event with David and Mariam, who will talk about basically fast e-commerce with PVA and what was it again? That can help me.
Yeah. No, I think so. Join us for the next webinar. It's the last one, the fourth episode, and it's David Ahler is our strategist, who is together with one of our tech leads, Mariam, and they will be diving into the subject of fast sites, and it's going to be a little bit technical, but it's also, we really believe that a fast site is so crucial going forward, not only for the user experience to have a fast site compared to your competitors, but also for the search engines. So we will look into this topic, why it's important and what tools and technologies that are out there for building really, really fast sites. So join us for the last webinar then next week.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye.